Good evening, everyone. My name is Lindsey Dalton, and I am a graduate student in the Library Media Master's program at Georgia Southern. I'm currently a high school English teacher at North Gwinnett High School, which is the site I completed the majority of my practicum hours for. My information, resume, and philosophy can be found on the home page of my portfolio with an easily navigated menu bar to display all of my standards and work under each. Beginning with Standard 1, Teaching for Learning. I believe this is my strongest area due to the fact that I've been a teacher for 12 years. However, this program allowed me to step out of my own class and into the role of a co-teacher for other classes and subjects. To show mastery of this standard, I've included the Reading Collaboration Unit. This was centered around choice YA novels that junior students chose and read, and they analyzed using critical lenses. Their final products were displayed in our CLC space, and a few can be seen here. I highly recommend you click and hear the original song one of my students wrote for a book named Dear Martin. I've also included the recorded presentation for my online course from Frit 7235, where I used Google Classroom as a platform to deliver my entire semester's worth of instruction. Finally, I've included my final project for instructional design, which centered around teaching teachers how to give effective and useful feedback. Moving on to Standard 2, Literacy and Reading. This involves not only the promotion of literature, but also the ability to respect the diversity of readers, inability, and background. I've included my Life as a Reader video, as well as a book trailer I created for The Great Gatsby. I've also included my screencast lesson, which centered around Google citation tools, and a lesson on digital literacy geared towards high school age students. A content curation on Symbaloo is also included here that provides multiple resources for students that cover a range of topics from finding books to digital design, recording audio, and creating videos. Standard 3, Information and Knowledge, is an area that I have particularly enjoyed learning more about and developing content under. The conference I chose to attend was DigCit, and it's centered around a day of learning about digital citizenship and all the ways it shows up in schools, what needs to be in place for all parties to be successful, and some strategies to use with students. This led me to create the included lesson on book banning, which gave students a chance to read an article from a neighboring Georgia county. They reflected on reasons why they think these books could have been seen as controversial and responded with a Flipgrid with their thoughts on what they believed intellectual freedom is and why it's important, especially at the high school level. I've also included my personal statement on intellectual freedom as an artifact of my mastery. Standard 4, Advocacy and Leadership. My site supervisor was an excellent mentor in this area, and he helped me understand some of the challenges he's seen in his position as a high school media specialist in a large high school. I've included my Technology Advocate project as an artifact. This was a rhetorical piece where I made a case for Canva to be unblocked in Gwinnett County Public Schools. It is actually blocked in my school. The next artifact is my online professional development I conducted among teachers in my school. I'm definitely already viewed as a leader in technology in my school, but when it came to designing and planning an actual lesson that included an area for feedback, it was a very useful assignment. My colleagues enjoyed the lesson, and I included 2 digital discussion tools. I showed them how to use it, and I showed them how it could be implemented in their own classrooms in their own subjects. One of my colleagues enjoyed my lesson so much and thought it was so useful that she turned around and used it the next day in her AP US history class. And then, of course, Standard 3 includes interviews with all 3 library media specialists I got to work with in my cluster. They all 3 make a great team. I learned a lot about how they collaborate, and we go all the way from the elementary to the high school level, and they were amazing to work with. Finally, Standard 5, Program Management and Administration. The main component for this standard was the strategic management plan developed in a previous course. This work was done using the Villa Rica High School Media Center as a subject. It was productive for me to look at a school which is part of a much smaller county than my own, and the school is a much smaller school as well. My partner and I's entire project can be viewed here. I also included my grant proposal aimed at the Dollar General Literacy Grant, as well as my collection, evaluation, and reading project completed in the NGHS library. Finally, the program evaluation rubric is below, and with it is my memorandum addressed to my principal with my findings and recommendations. My ISTE membership, or the International Society for Technology and Education, is also noted below, and I have enjoyed becoming a part of that and reading and perusing all of the resources that they have for teachers. My blog is linked on my menu for your convenience, and I also have a separate tab dedicated to this practicum where you can see my logged hours, as well as additional buttons to take you back to all 5 of my practicum tasks. Thank you for your time, and I hope you enjoy looking over all of my work from this program.